It's time for me to go over the new best hunter build. But first, before I get into it, Knucklehead is still good. If you're not a fan of any of the other exotics I mentioned in this video, feel free to still use Knucklehead. After that prismatic nerf, I'm going to go back to maining my favorite subclass, Void Hunter. As of right now, I do think this is the best subclass on Hunter. I mean, smokes are super broken on Prismatic. You have them here. You also have the scatter grenades. Everyone used to complain about scatter grenades, and then they dropped Prismatic Hunter, and then everyone moved to complaining about swarm grenades, rightfully so. And with Void Hunter, especially when you pair it with Omni, the Invis playstyle, extremely strong, and a lot of people hate playing against. I'll go over the Power of Invis. I am a big fan of the radar manipulation with it. There's a lot of things to Invis that's really strong. Before I go into all of those though, I should talk about probably the second best class of Hunter right now. Stasis Hunter with renewals is also super strong. And on Stasis, when you break the crystal in the middle, you get the dust field back faster. And you have things like Torment. When you take damage, you get your nade back faster. You can also dust field off a revive. Matter of fact, let's say like you and your team grouped up. Your teammate throws a dust field on the ground. When you're on Stasis, you'll be able to get 16% damage resist for like 14 seconds. With just 5 stacks of frost armor, would be able to tank an LC's 2 burst. And it could be oppressive having 3 of these. But back to Omni, it also could be oppressive having 3 Omnis. Or you could pair it together. So Omni used to be 20% damage resist. You could sit in a renewals, get your frost armor times 5, go invis, and then your 20% DR is back. Kind of a long setup. The setup where this would be optimal is, let's say your teammate nades off a door. You run up to the door. You could go invis there. You could smoke the ground there, slam the ground there while you're in the dust field. And then while you're getting those frost armor stacks, your invis, you got that 20% DR. Maybe the best way to look at it is Void Hunter plus Stasis Hunter is the best now. Kind of like how I used to say, I don't think it's right to compare Void to Prismatic Hunter. I think it's better to look at it like a team setting, like having a Void Hunter with Omni and 2 Prismatic Hunters is super strong. Maybe having 1 Omni and 2 renewals is the best team comp now. If you're playing Prismatic now, you're using Squall and Winter Shroud. So you already got 2 of the Stasis things on. Might as well just put on Stasis. Matter of fact, if you have Dust Fields on, you like them more than Swarms, you already got 3 of the Stasis things on, you might as well just use Stasis. This video was just supposed to be about Invis, but I'm hyping up Stasis Hunter too. So off topic, back to Omni. The strengths of Invis, radar manipulation, you're off the radar. That 10% DR just from Omni can tank a LC's 2 burst. You feel like running straight at someone with a Shap, and they got an LC's on, I mean, you can just tank it real quick. Yeah, imagine 2 bursts at someone, they tank it, then they just shap you. Invis is pretty unpredictable if someone's good enough with it. I mean, having infinite smokes, a smoke can get you map control, and block off doors and stuff. Let's say you smoke the ground, right, at a door, your team's with you, then you hold the smoke back, and then you just blocked off that door. Even when someone breaks it, I mean, it's going to linger there for a while. Let's say you're capping like a zone, you just smoke the ground. This would be helpful because, let's say someone apes in, then they're gonna get hit by the smoke on the ground. I mean, there's a lot of situations. I'm gonna forget something too. Like, Invis has so many things going for it. Radar manipulation, map control, throws off teams, the DR from Omni. It's also hard to see Invis sometimes. Pretty much like 90% of the time with Invis, you'll always be getting the first shot. Invis pairs super strong with special weapons. As you can see, Invis Shap, it's been around forever. Invis Fusion, been around forever. And I mean, these loadouts have always been super strong. I really think like the selling point for Invis is just being able to make like an Invis play for me. I go over to the subclass. I know it's a long cooldown, but I mean, you're still probably going to get it in like a 4-4. If you play half decent, you'll probably get it before that, to be honest. Yeah, it still wins games. You can pretty much counter every super with it if you play smart enough. So if you don't like using Tether, use Spectral. Try it out at least. I use 90 Intellect. Probably why I get my Spectral a lot. Tether is like a really situational super. Like, you kind of have to know when to use it. The thing with Tether is like you can't just panic pop it. Use Gambler's Dodge, dodge near someone, get your smoke back. Smoke bombs, I mean, that's the only thing here. Scatter grenades, Vanishing Step, the Void Shatter Dive. So enhanced radar, I mean, that's super strong itself. I mean, just crouch and then you know exactly where anyone near you is. I do enjoy my Void buffs lasting longer, so I run this. Melee kills give you health back, also resilience. This is super strong, also helps out with clutching. Void kills make the targets explode. Not only does this give plus 10 intellect, but it also helps out. Let's say someone's grouped up, you throw a smoke in there, you throw a scatter grenade in there, easy double down if one person dies to it. For stats, I don't think 70 resilience is needed anymore because 120's got buffed. So I would go 6 resilience or 5 resilience. You want a decent amount of strength because if you can't dodge near someone, you know, it is a slow meta, and your team is just nowhere near you when you need to use your smoke. I mean, you want that smoke to come back. If you have like no strength and you can't dodge near someone, I mean that smoke's just not going to come back. Also helps out a lot in 1v3 situations, or like a 1v1 or so. When you want that smoke to come back faster, you can just throw it on the person in the one and then get a free kill. 90 intellect, I mean I play spectral. Recovery, honestly, since Omni low, I don't really run high recovery on Invis. I feel like I play smart when I have lower recovery. Difference between 5 recovery and 8 is 1 second of getting your health back to full, and then 5 to 10 is 2 seconds. I mean, you can always run 80 mobility. So 80 mobility and 100 mobility, it's a 3-second difference. I don't think 70 resilience is useful anymore. I don't really know what it would tank. Recovery, I already went over the stats. Just use whatever you want. I'll be sticking with 5 though. 1 over strength, I have at least 70. It helps out in like 1v1 situations and stuff. 90 intellect, want my spectral blades. Even on tether, I want my tether first. So I can try to tether someone and gen an orb. Pretty much. And then if I could have more discipline, I would. And now I'll talk over some gameplay, some Invis gameplay. Good one to show the power of Invis. Yeah, so see this? I Invis right here. I bot walk so I stay off the radar, and then got his ass lacking. So Invis right here. This is the classic play. With this Invis, we had my teammate flank around here. This pretty much just pinches everyone in this area. He's sitting here with a hand cannon. He's already there because Solar Warlock's the fastest class in the game. If this was an Elsie's, I'd be able to tank a 2 burst real quick, but game lagged a little bit. I go Invis right here, like I said. My teammate flanked around. Bot walk up here to stay off the radar. This guy doesn't see me because I'm Invis. I didn't even bother shooting at him though, because I wasn't fully recovered. Stole that kill. So they 2v3'd that round. They're also nice fellas, so they said, yeah, this game, you know, you did a lot this game because you were on Omni. I didn't do anything this game, but that's just a good example right there. Actually, before I end the clip, I want to show this cool Lorenz shot I hit. So, I get my dodge, I go for an Invis play. Probably not the best spot to dodge when I'm gonna do that. I waited there a little bit to regen my health, and then here I'm looking Invis off the radar. And then, look at that, both of them are looking at me. I just break into my Invis at the worst time. Instantly dodge back. You know, that was a good play on them. They were looking for my Invis. However, they were pushed back looking for the Invis, so we had the map control. Here, slam the ground, make my teammate Invis, get some of my smoke energy back. Once again, I'm looking for that Invis play. And right here, I was Invis. Boom! Look at that shot. Now, I don't think he saw me at first because I was Invis, so that's just another thing on why it's so strong. I'm trying to like go to the frame. Did he? I feel like he wasn't ready for me Invis here. Anyway, I probably should have said this before now, but radar booster is a must. So how it works is when you're Invis, you lose most of your radar. So when you have radar booster on, it basically makes your radar normal. Usually what I do, I'll go Invis, and then I'll YY real quick. You know, I'll change to my shotgun, or whatever, I'll change my special real quick. And then I'll change back to my gun that has radar booster, and then my radar will be normal. So I Invis there, my ball walk around so I stay off the radar, and there you go, I'm behind him now, and I'm just fighting a clone. So thankfully my teammate's good, got the get one shot. Oh wow, look at me, playing my KD, letting him get, oh wow. Alright, that clip was not impressive at all, I just ball walked around. Do is talk about some of my plays in this video right here. So here, dodge, get my smoke. Using the smoke here blocks off this if they wanted to run through here and slide in with a shotgun. Our teammate's dead, 2v2. 1v1. See, this is an example of using my smoke to win a 1v1. Just throw that on him, what can he do? Also, we walk in, so we're off the radar. I mean, he didn't even know we were here. Joey gets a pick. I throw my smoke there to block off the door, so, I mean, that's a bit unnecessary because it's just a 1v2, but this is kind of what I mean by throwing a smoke here to block off that area. And then, I mean, he did try to run with a shotgun, If that played any differently, he would have just ran through my smoke. That's pretty much my guide on Invis. I feel like all the things were kind of basic. Hopefully I explained it well, and the things made sense. So if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe,